Jason wasn't just a gamer, he was a troll. Not the goofy, harmless kind, the kind who thrived on getting under people's skin. He'd jump into random lobbies, scream into the mic, bait players into rage quitting, and then upload the clips with mocking titles like, "Watch this noob cry IRL" or "Destroying kids for fun." The more people hated him, the more he felt like he mattered. Views climbed, comments poured in. He told himself it was just jokes, but deep down, he enjoyed hurting people. Friday night, he stumbled across a strange link in a Discord server. It claimed to be an unreleased horror game, The Mirror's Call. No info, no dev credits, just a file and one line of text: "Play honestly or pay the price." Jason grinned. Perfect. Another broken indie game. Let's see how hard I can break this one. He downloaded it. The game started instantly. No menu, no setup, just his avatar standing in a cracked, rotting house. The air buzzed with static, like the whole world was holding its breath. Jason laughed. Cool atmosphere, I'll give it that. Let's ruin it. He began doing what he always did, mocking everything. He screamed into the mic, made dumb jokes, called the invisible devs trash. At one point, he even pulled up his keyboard and spammed commands to see if he could glitch through walls, and for a while, it worked. The game seemed buggy enough to mess with, until he reached the first mirror. The reflection didn't match him. His character looked the same, but the mirrored version was lagging, half a second behind. And when Jason smirked into the webcam he used for recordings, the reflection didn't. It just stared. Nice bug, Jason chuckled. Creepy but obvious. Then words appeared across the mirror: "Stop laughing at others." Jason froze. What? He tried to move his character, but the reflection didn't follow. Instead, it leaned closer to the glass, whispering through the headset, "Jason." He ripped the headset off, heart pounding. The audio stopped. His room fell silent, but the words on the screen remained. "Stop laughing at others." Jason smirked nervously. "Okay, yeah, good scare, but you're not scaring me, cheap dev tricks." He turned to exit the game, but the quit option was gone, and when he alt-tabbed, his desktop background wasn't his usual wallpaper anymore. It was a recording of his last troll stream, except every time he laughed at someone crying, his reflection in the webcam didn't laugh. It glared. A cold knock echoed through his headset, 3 times, not in-game, from his closet. Jason swallowed. Okay, that's enough. Good prank, you win. He tried to shut the PC down, but the power button wouldn't respond. The mirror in-game shimmered, the reflection tilting its head unnaturally, bone-snapping angles. The words returned, "We know what you did." And then, one by one, every clip he'd ever uploaded began playing on screen. All the rage quits, all the cruel laughter, all the kids begging him to stop. Except this time, he wasn't laughing. His reflection was. Jason sat frozen in his chair. His monitor glowed with dozens of his own troll clips, looping endlessly. Every cruel laugh, every insult, every mocking remark he had ever uploaded, now played back at him like a courtroom reel of evidence. Only, the laughter didn't sound like him anymore. It was lower, hungrier, distorted, as though his reflection itself was laughing. "All right," Jason muttered, forcing a smirk he didn't feel. "Funny trick, super original. Congrats, devs." But his voice wavered. In the corner of the screen, his reflection leaned closer. It whispered something under the looping videos. "They cried because of you." Jason's gut twisted. He ripped the headset off, but the voice still seeped out from the speakers. "They quit because of you." He scrambled for the power strip under his desk and yanked the cord. The room went black. Finally, silence. Jason slumped in his chair, exhaling shakily. "Just a dumb game," he muttered. "Just a stupid knock, knock, knock," from the closet. "Nope," Jason said firmly, standing. His hand trembled as he reached for the doorknob, ready to prove to himself it was nothing. But before he touched it, his monitor flickered back on, despite being unplugged. The game was running again. The reflection grinned. Jason's phone buzzed violently on the desk. A notification blinked on screen. New message from unknown number. Hands shaking, he opened it. It was a video. Of him. Not from his webcam, not from his phone. From inside his closet. The grainy footage showed him sitting at his desk, headset on, mocking players. Behind him, just barely visible in the shadows, something shifted. Something with his face. Jason's knees buckled. "This isn't funny anymore," he shouted at the screen. "You're just trying to mess with me. I didn't do anything wrong." The reflection's smile widened until it split unnaturally across its face. "Didn't you?" Every light in his room flickered. His speakers hissed, filling the air with overlapping voices, kids crying, players screaming, strangers begging him to stop. Jason clapped his hands over his ears, but the voices came from inside his head now, echoing like a swarm. Why'd you laugh at me? I just wanted to play. You ruined my night." He fell to his knees, gasping. "I didn't mean it. It was just jokes, just content." The mirror in-game cracked. Through the jagged fracture, Jason saw something impossible. Every person he had ever mocked, standing shoulder to shoulder, their faces distorted, their eyes hollow. They stared at him in silence. Then, as one, they whispered, "Feel what we felt." The reflection reached through the glass. Jason screamed as a cold, invisible hand wrapped around his throat. His room spun, his vision dimming. He tried to fight, but the grip only tightened. Just before he blacked out, the reflection leaned close and hissed, "No more laughing." Jason woke up sprawled on the floor, drenched in sweat, his throat still burned as though invisible fingers had really been squeezing it. The monitor glowed again. He hadn't touched it. The cracked mirror in-game was wider now, pieces of it missing, as if something had forced its way halfway through. His reflection stood in front of the break, watching him. Except it wasn't really a reflection anymore. Its skin was pale, its grin too wide, its eyes hollow pits. It was Jason, if every ounce of cruelty he'd ever spewed online had taken on flesh. "You can't delete what you've done," it whispered, the sound rattling his bones. Jason shook his head violently. No, it was just content, just entertainment. The reflection slammed its hands against the glass and the whole screen shuddered. Behind it, Jason could still see the crowd of faces, the players he mocked, the kids he reduced to tears. Their eyes glowed faintly, watching him with a quiet, endless judgment. One stepped forward, a young boy Jason remembered taunting for crying like a baby. The boy's distorted voice filled the room. "You made me quit the game forever." Another voice layered over it, a girl Jason once mocked for stuttering over her mic. "You told me to uninstall." "I did." One by one, their accusations poured out, overlapping, deafening. Jason covered his ears, shaking his head. "Stop. Please stop. I didn't mean it." The reflection's grin stretched wider. "Then mean this." Jason's body locked in place. His arms and legs moved against his will, controlled like a puppet. The reflection mirrored his struggle, but its motions were smoother, more deliberate. He stumbled toward his closet. "No, no, please," he begged. The door creaked open on its own. Darkness pooled inside, thick and endless. The reflection's voice echoed from the abyss. "Step in and see what it feels like." Jason's body lurched forward. The darkness swallowed him whole. He landed in a twisted version of his own room. The posters on the walls were torn. His desk was broken. His PC sat in ruins, sparks flickering. And surrounding him were the players, their hollow eyes fixed on him, their mouths hung open in silent screams. Jason fell to his knees. "I'm sorry. I didn't know it hurt that much. I was just trying to be funny." The crowd advanced. Their whispers filled the air. "You laughed at our pain. You thought it was a game. You never cared who you hurt." They reached for him, their cold hands brushing his arms, his face, his chest. Every touch filled him with their emotions: humiliation, shame, loneliness. He screamed. It wasn't a physical pain. It was worse. He felt every sting of embarrassment. Every night they logged off crying. Every ounce of self-worth he chipped away for a cheap laugh. His reflection towered above him, grinning. "Now you know what it's like to be the punchline." Jason sobbed. "Please, please, I'll stop. I'll delete everything. I'll change." For the first time, the reflection tilted its head. Its grin faltered. "Prove it." The world shattered like glass. Jason gasped as his eyes flew open. He was back in his chair. His monitor hummed quietly. His closet was shut, silent. Everything looked normal, but the game was still open. The cracked mirror on screen was whole again, its surface rippling like water. His reflection stood inside it, no longer twisted and monstrous. It looked exactly like him, tired, shaken, but waiting. Text appeared across the glass, "Prove it." Jason's hands trembled. He didn't know if he was still dreaming or if the nightmare had spilled into reality, but he didn't care. He fumbled for his mouse, opened his channel dashboard, and without hesitation, started deleting. One by one, the videos disappeared. Every cruel clip, every mocking montage, every upload where someone else's misery was his punchline, gone. With each deletion, the mirror's glow softened. Jason sat back, tears stinging his eyes. For the first time in years, he didn't feel like laughing. He felt lighter. The reflection gave him a small, almost human nod, then faded into the dark. The game closed on its own. His desktop returned to normal. Jason didn't play anything else that night. The next day, Jason went live again, but this time, his stream was different. No trolling, no mocking, just him, playing quietly, talking honestly with the small audience that trickled in. At one point, a kid joined the chat, typing nervously, PLS don't make fun of me if I mess up. I'm not good. Jason stared at the message for a long moment. The old him would have pounced, made the kid a target, gotten some laughs at their expense. But instead, Jason leaned into his mic and smiled. Don't worry about that. We're here to have fun. Everyone starts somewhere. You're welcome here. The chat lit up with positivity. For once, Jason's laughter wasn't cruel. It was real. That night, as he shut down his PC, he caught his reflection in the black screen of his monitor. It smiled back at him. Not a twisted grin, not a delayed smirk, just a simple, human smile. Jason smiled too, and for the first time, he didn't feel like a troll hiding behind a screen. He felt like himself. Life lesson: what you say online matters. You may never see the faces of the people you hurt, but they feel it all the same. Words can wound deeper than any weapon, or they can lift someone higher than they thought possible. The mask of anonymity doesn't erase responsibility, it magnifies it. Jason learned the hard way that cruelty always echoes back, but kindness does too.